Hey there, everybody. Lycidas Heathcliff, Lycidas Heathcliff here, your favorite vampire, poet writing vampire, uh, is up at night. He's not up during the day like he was the past 3 episodes.
Because time zones are great
Time zones
and
are
terrible.
that, and I
Yeah,
can't get my feet during the day because everyone's awake.
yeah, yeah. So why are we doing this at night? What's the reason why we're doing this at night?
The
Well,
reason,
it's night for you.
the reason we're doing this at night is that, let me tell you, people, I haven't talked to this person over here, if I can point correctly, right here, in the 4 years, and they're really cool. They're really amazing. Um, I'm here with Kiira the Hedgehog, or also known as Ginger Gaiden.
Yeah, these days,
These days,
these days.
the reason
Yeah.
the reason I'm doing it at night is because I'm in America, obviously, and it's
Mm-hmm.
freaking 6 at night here, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like, what time is it over there in Japan right now?
It is 8:58 a.m.
Yeah, eight,
Almost 9. Almost 9.
almost 9 a.m. in Japan. So you can see
Yep.
how.
It's daylight. I've got my window open. It's a rainy day.
Do you know what's funny? When I texted you, when we were a little behind the scenes thing, when I was texting Kira this morning the talk about this, it was 8
Mm-hmm.
a.m. for me and it was 10 p.m. for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. See you in the morning, and it's like the morning for him. So yeah, time zones are weird. But it takes a lot of scheduling and figuring out numbers, which is like my biggest weakness ever. But we did it. It's the correct time. We're here.
So first thing I'm gonna ask, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
great in a time since so much time has gone by. You obviously seen the first Sonic movie. Obviously, I saw your
Yeah,
YouTube video on it.
yeah,
But have you
yeah,
seen
yeah, yeah, yeah.
have you seen the second one yet?
Of course. Yeah, it came out in Japan so late though. Like, fortunately, the third movie is coming out in only seven days, like a week after the premiere in America, so I don't have to wait so long. But I will be staying off the internet that week. But it used to be that the Sonic movie would take months to release in Japan, and I just cannot stay off social media that long. So, fortunately, yeah. But yeah, I did end up watching it. It's awesome.
Dude, when do you thought about the first one over the second one? I mean, no spoilers because I haven't seen
Hmm.
them yet. But what's
You've never wait? You haven't seen them? The
no,
Sonic movies?
no, I really do. No, do you know what? I have them on DVD and I watched them on something. I think my cable box or something. And I started
Yeah.
watching it, but then for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, like I fell asleep or something while in the middle of
Oh my
watching
god.
it.
Great. Okay. That's crazy because I know you're a Sonic fan, but
I'm
yeah, no
huge.
spoilers or anything. I think the first one is a little hard to go back to after you've watched the second one,
Yeah.
because they were still very much like experimenting with what they wanted to do with this, and I feel like with the first Sonic movie, they did not know yet how successful maybe it would end up being. So maybe they didn't immediately think of a path forward when now we're about to have the release of the third movie. So I think if you watch the second movie and you ever go back to the first one, it's a little bit difficult. Like the second one is almost just subjectively better than the first one.
So like
um
the first one's kind of like an introduction to like the world, and then the second one's like we're gonna go all
mhm.
out, right?
Yeah, the world being like Washington State, United States. I think it's in Washington. I think it's in like Seattle or something. But or no, Green Hills. Is it? I can't remember exactly where they put the setting. But yeah, like rural America. Yeah, that's the setting basically. But it does create the setting. It creates like the relationships between characters and the human characters. But yeah, that's all I'll say. You'll have to watch it on your own because if I talk too much, I'm gonna spoil it because I'll tell you my favorite parts of the movie.
Do you know what? I'll watch it. I'll actually square out some freaking time to actually watch it, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll cut. Then we'll do not do like we don't have to do like an art podcast, but I'll come. We'll do this again, and then we can talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, okay. You have to watch them, and then next time we talk, we'll talk about them. But I mean, you should watch them if you're a movie theater person. You should watch them before the movie theater release, so that you can see it in theaters on the big screen. I don't know if that's something you like to do, but
No, I actually
might be
do.
worth it.
I was actually at the movie theater last this last weekend and the weekend before because
Ah, okay.
I went to go see Back to the Future Part Two for its 35th anniversary in the theaters this
Mm-hmm.
past weekend, and then the weekend before I went to go see the new My Hero movie that
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Wow, My Hero. Yeah. That aired in Japan too. I don't keep up with My Hero, but like that anime is so popular in the US, they'd be crazy not to bring over that movie. So were there a lot of people there? Was it like packed? Like sold not sold out probably, but like was it packed, the movie theater
Do you know what?
for My Hero?
Do you know what? Surprisingly, no. There was only me and my friend, two other people, and like 4 other people behind me.
God, dude, that's what it's been like for every anime movie I've ever gone to see in theaters. Like, if you don't count stuff like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the first anime movies I went to go see in theaters was, I think, Naruto in the Land of Snow. That was pretty packed. But then I went to see Sword Art Online, Ordinal Scale. This was like 2013 or something, and like there was no one there. I saw like the Full Metal Alchemist movie, saw No Game No Life movie, and I felt like me and my friend were the only ones in the theater. I was like, how are anime movies surviving here? I don't know. I see them all the time here in Japan, and it's kind of the same situation. I've never really been in a packed theater in Japan outside of uh, Star Wars Episode 9. But yeah, okay. Well, good to know that the movies are still airing in America. They have a platform there for
Yeah,
them.
I mean, like I love My Hero Academia, man. I love it. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorite animes ever.
Oh, really? Not yeah, man. One day I think I was watching season 4 where they try to. I think it's season 4 where they try to rescue that white-haired girl, um, and then nothing happened. It was still like a good show, but I just stopped watching. It was like one of those things. Maybe I fell asleep, just like you with the Sonic movie, and eventually I might. But see, I already know the ending of the manga and everything, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll not waste my time reading it or getting into My Hero. It's just there's so many more anime out there that I have to watch.
So where would like okay, if we were to rank, I'll probably add this on screen maybe, but like if we were gonna make the Kira anime top, we don't. I don't want to say top three because that's just too much pressure. But like,
Oh no, I know them. Oh, I know them.
oh, if you okay, then top three animes for Kira. What's your
Okay, so number one is Nonon Biori,
okay?
which people might not know, but it's uh, countryside Japan, relaxing vibes. Follows these elementary school kids as they live their lives in countryside Japan. It's a comedy. It's lighthearted. It's good. My second favorite anime is probably Yuru Camp, and I thought about this for a long time. Like I was trying to think like well, it's Laid Back Camp in the West, but I was trying to think Laid Back Camp or No No Biori, which is my favorite, and I actually settled with Laid Back with No No Biori. And then number 3 is actually this is where it gets kind of tough, but I think it just has to go to Code Geass because that's one of the few anime. I guess actually speaking of Code Geass, I don't know if you're familiar. I don't know if you've seen it. I love Suzaku, Team Suzaku. Code Geass is just one of those anime I can go back to after years and years and years and rewatch it. I'm not an anime rewatcher, but I have rewatched Code Geass 3 or 4 times, and I watched it as it was releasing in like 2008, I think. And it mixes so many different anime genres together that work for me, and I'm never bored when I watch it, and I just love the characters. So yeah, that would be number 3. That's my top 3. Yeah, No No Biori, Laid Back Camp, and Code Geass.
Question: If I look like I'm looking, does it look like I'm looking in a like over here? Because for some reason, when I look at myself in the camera, I feel like I'm looking. I'm looking.
No, I mean I'm looking everywhere. So I don't. I'm actually not even paying that much attention to you. So I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
So, since you listed your top three, I'll list my top three.
Hmm.
I'm surprised Sonic X isn't on your list.
See, it's tough because Sonic X is definitely one of the most important anime to me. Definitely kind of uh, Sonic X I appreciate a lot, and it was in a way one of my first anime that I watched as it was airing, and it means a lot to me. But it's just, yeah, I can't break it. Probably breaks the top 50, which is pretty good when you've seen, like, 900 anime series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do respect it, but it's definitely not in the
But
top.
but it
But for
has
you, is it?
but it
Mm.
has a significance to you though for being a Sonic freak.
That is the word I was looking for. It's significant in my anime life, right? Anime watching career, you could say. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, my hero, obviously number one.
Hmm.
Um, like, I mean, I don't want to put Sailor Moon at two because I grew up on that anime and I love that anime.
Hmm.
But
Hmm. Hmm.
I wouldn't name it number two, but that's one I really love. I can't number it though.
Hmm. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of
um,
like with me and Sonic X, I feel.
yeah. Um, I gotta say, Lucky Star is my number two anime.
Oh my god, that's such a good pick. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta show you. You mentioned Lucky Star, so I have to do this. I have to look at these. You are not gonna believe. Guess who my favorite Lucky Star character is?
I love her, man. She's my favorite.
Right? Dude, she is so. So I have this figure of Konoha Izumi, and then I have her bathing suit. So you know the episode where so they're in high school
Yeah.
and they go to the beach,
Yeah.
and everyone's excited to wear their swimsuits, but she brings out her elementary school swimsuit that she still fits,
Yeah.
even though she's in high school. So I just thought this figure was really funny because she has no shame at all.
Do you know what?
So yeah.
I love that anime so much. Get this, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
That anime is the anime that got me back into anime. I'm not even
Really?
joking. Yeah, because get this, right? I'm in high school. We're talking 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I haven't watched a good anime in years. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I joined anime club in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I left it quickly because all the people in there didn't really like me.
Oh, that's Anime Club. Trust me, I've been in one.
So
I know how it is.
so I joined the anime club, right? And the first anime I think the first anime they played is I don't know if it was Cowboy Bebop or
Mhm.
Lucky Star first, but they played Cowboy Bebop. And I don't really care for that anime, but
Mhm.
but they played Lucky Star, and I was like, holy!
Mm.
I don't know if I should swear because this is going on YouTube, but I'll just say it anyway.
Holy fish nuggets! It's good.
Holy Eggman. There we go.
Holy Eggman it really is. I think it's for me. Okay, so I watched Lucky Star. Lucky Star is probably, if I really think about it, is probably in my top 10 to top 15 anime. And Lucky Star, especially if you jumped into it not being fully knowledgeable about otaku culture, it teaches you so much. They go to Comic Cat, the biggest otaku event in Japan. Konata plays video games against her teacher, and she indulges in this otaku lifestyle, and it's so there's so many Japanese jokes in there. I'm curious though, did you watch the English dub or did you watch the Japanese dub? Both are great, but I'm curious which one you watched.
English dub.
Okay, it's good. It's so good, and I live in Japan. I study and speak Japanese. I hang out with Japanese people, so I know what the language sounds like.
Yeah, how did your Japanese come along? So, because the last time we talked, you're only at grade 2, and you can only how much more improved have you?
Oh, okay. In these last 4 years, yeah, I'll let you know. But well, basically, just to finish, just to finish my thought is that Lucky Star, the Japanese is good, but I think the English is also good. I think personally, I think it's translated really well. it's acted really well. So I just want to throw. But wait, you got to mention your third favorite
Oh yeah.
first, and
Yeah,
then we'll talk about Japanese.
All right. Yeah. So. Oh my god, that's such a tie, dude.
Mm.
Okay, so
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, so can I list off like what I'm tying myself over here so you can understand? You probably know all of them anyway.
Yeah, and then I will pick for you. I will pick what your number 3 should be.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so first of all, I'll show you something because it has to do with it.
Okay.
Over the years, obviously, it started. I started in this year, but when I was a child, I was huge into Beyblade.
Oh my god, don't get me started. I think we've had that conversation before.
Yeah, I was huge into Beyblade, but then what happened was that between my childhood and my adulthood, I can't speak adulthood.
Adulthood.
Like it left my life for like a significant part of time. But then what happened is that they came back out with a new anime called Beyblade X. It's like the hottest thing in Beyblade right now. I don't know if it's like all over Japan right now, but
it is. Yeah, it's really popular.
But this is my Beyblade.
Oh, you've got them. Yeah, dude, they're cool. They're so cool. I was a big Beyblade V-Force fan growing up. Like, I don't remember the original Beyblade series airing in America. I just remember when it was starting to be Beyblade V-Force. And I'm so into that. But do you think, I haven't watched Beyblade since G Revolution. Yeah. So is Beyblade X worth the watch? I think I might try it.
You know what? It actually is. I think Beyblade X. I mean, I watched because what happened was to help you out here. Of course, the original series, V-Force and G Revolution, they're all great. Those are the best. But the Metal Saga and the Burst Saga, they're pretty good. I reckon you should watch them if you're a Beyblade fan. But X,
I'll probably get enjoyment out of them, honestly.
But Beyblade X is so good.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
It's on I don't know if it's on Japanese Netflix, but it's on Netflix right now.
Pretty sure, yeah. I think I think the newer Beyblades, yeah, they're on Netflix. I'll give them a try. It'd be good Japanese language practice. Which you asked about. So
you want me to
yeah.
on my
Oh wait, no. Yeah, you gotta. I was like, oh, it's not Beyblade is not your number 3, but you were considering it. Okay, what are your other ones?
So obviously, I said Lucky Star's number 2. So I'm looking. If you're wondering what I'm looking at my shelf full of Beyblade DVDs.
Yeah, my stuff's over there. So.
Okay, Zatch Bell.
Oh my gosh, that's so. As the Japanese would say, natsukashi. It's very nostalgic.
I love Zatch Bell.
Yeah, I remember watching it as a kid on Cartoon Network, and it's there's a phone game for it in Japan, actually. Yeah.
Is it popular in Japan right now?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, there's not like a anime remake or anything, but there is a game for it. I think Zatch Bell right now is just riding on nostalgia waves in Japan, but I don't know. Who knows? There could be I could see a redemption of the series. I could see a remake of Zatch Bell.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Metabots. That's a good one.
Digimon, yes. These are all series that are based on toys or cards or monsters, right? All of these that you're mentioning in your third place are kind of similar.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to say Digimon over Pokemon, just saying.
Yeah, you'd be a Digimon. Yeah.
I mean,
the designs are cooler.
I'll give it that much. The anime's better.
Yeah. Yeah, the anime. Yeah. Crazy stuff happens in I remember my friend is a really big Digimon fan, and he was watching Digimon Ghost, one of the latest
season 3.
I guess I don't know. It's a new. It aired 2 years ago.
I can go get it off my shelf if you want to see it.
I'm trying to think. It's fine. But
Right.
I'm trying to think what it is. But basically, what I'm saying is like, it's like it feels like a more mature story
It's supposed to be
compared
like
to what you would get with Pokemon.
it's supposed to be like scarier too. Like people say it's
Yeah.
scarier and better.
Yes. Yeah. So I think so. I'm gonna eat a cookie while it's sitting here. By the way.
What is it? What is it?
This is just an oatmeal cookie. Here, I'll show these. This is my last one. They're these oatmeal cookies. They're kind of a little oat cookies. They're a little bit healthier. Each cookie only has like 35 calories. So I sit and snack on these. I have a sweet tooth. So
Straight out Japan.
yes, yeah. But I guess out of those three anime, a Beyblade, right? I'd pick Beyblade for you. That's my favorite. So maybe I'm just biased, but
I mean, no,
that's a good list.
Yeah, I like Beyblade a lot. I mean, I compete in tournaments. I mean, like.
Now my mouth is full. Oh. How have the tournaments been? How have the tournaments been? Yeah.
So I competed in my first tournament, which is past August. Yeah, this past August, at a convention in Rosemont called Anime Magic. Really good convention, by the way. And I was like, wait, hold on. There's tournaments still these days for Beyblade? Like, I gotta do this. And so, so what I do, you guys don't have Walmart in Japan, right?
No.
You don't have Walmart?
But that's where you get your Beyblades, yeah.
Yeah. So well, Beyblade at Walmart or wherever they sell them. But I got them at Walmart, and I go to the tournament because I walk in with only 2, but you need 3. And I was like, oh shit. So I
That's dumb. So you had to run and get one.
No, here's the thing. I go to the tournament in the store who is hosting it, which is called Everything Games, who run tournaments by the monthly. They're selling the best Beyblade you can buy. And so I have the best Beyblade you can buy, supposedly. And so,
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I got that, and now I got my 3, and I also bought some others. But
do you customize them too, like on your own, or do you feel better if you can just buy them and
you can
play with them without customizing?
Well, I mean, I usually play them as stock, like how they come. But you can you can take out the pin and the ratchet, which is the part between the blade and the pin. And the actual blade. You can mix and match and make it like however you want, but I usually run them stock.
At Ichiban Con this past year, Ichiban Con, it's like a convention in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
They did a Beyblade tournament. And I was like, I gotta do this. Like, I loved Beyblade as a kid. And so they had Beyblades to rent, fortunately. Yeah. And there was I think there was 18 of us, maybe 19 of us. I hope I don't have chocolate on my face.
You're good.
And it would just be on brand. It would totally be on brand. And I entered in with a rental Beyblade, and I got second place out of those 18 people. And my opponent, there's video of it. I will send it to you after this meeting.
All right, yeah.
If I have it, it's somewhere on my Facebook, maybe. But I got second place, and my opponent was also, I think they were, I don't want to assume someone's gender. I think they were femme presenting, but they were like non-binary, right? Yeah. So it was just funny because you had all of these men, and basically the only 2 female presenting players were in the top 2. And it was funny because she was actually from Canada, but she was from the French side of Canada.
Yeah.
So from Quebec. And so the final battle is raging, and she starts yelling at her Beyblade in French. And I'm like, she started yelling her Beyblade at French. She's going to win. and sure enough, she won and she took it. So, they were really sweet, but it was fun. Yeah. Second place and I was kind of new at it, but everything was going back to me because as a kid I would play Beyblade, and I had the launcher and I had the Drigger Beyblade, so Ray's Beyblade from V-Force.
Yeah.
And so I was if you've never played with Beyblades before, it's kind of hard to like, if your Beyblade explodes into pieces, it's hard to put it back together and put it on the launcher if you don't know what you're doing. But it like all came back to me, even though I hadn't played Beyblade for like 20 years. So that was a really fun experience. So it's cool that anime conventions are bringing back Beyblade. Oh, actually, speaking of which, here's a Trigger Beyblade that I bought recently.
Oh, no, wait, is that from the Beyblade X line?
I think so, yeah. It's like a new, I wish I had the box, but I don't. It's like kind of like a re-release of it.
Yeah, that's the Beyblade
Kind of for
X.
nostalgic group.
That's the Beyblade X one.
It didn't come with a launcher. Like, I swear when I was a kid, every Beyblade came with a launcher, but maybe they don't. So I felt kind of funny that I bought the Beyblade and I don't have the launcher. But
This is the one I got. This is the launcher I got.
I need to get that. So yeah, Beyblade's fun. Super fun.
Yeah, this is the launcher I got at stock.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I need to get one of those. I need to get.
This is supposed to be the good one, the one that everyone uses in tournaments.
Really, at the tournament at Ichiban Con, we all just had to have those regular launchers, like the ripstick ones. Yeah.
Do you know what? Since I have two of these, if you ever come here and you don't have a launcher, I have two, so you can use this.
Yeah.
One, I can use this one.
I'll take you up on that because I do not have one. I should go to the toy stores in Japan. They'll have them. But yeah, I want to play Beyblade again.
I currently have, if you can see it.
I need to get back into it. I have the Beyblade manga.
The manga?
The manga, yeah. I have like 9 volumes in my living room of the Beyblade manga.
Which one of the
OG?
X?
It's just like the original Beyblade manga volumes. Yeah.
You know what? So, I never got into manga. I'm only into anime. I don't know why.
It's harder. It's like when I was a kid, manga was so like I would bring manga to school, but of course I had to hide it. But it was like, okay, I can't watch anime during breaks at school or during recess, but I can read manga. And at that point, in the early 2000s, teachers were not aware that these like little books were comics. They just thought that I was reading a novel. Mm-hmm. So they encouraged that. Of course, whenever they found out that it was manga, they were like, oh, well, this is not real reading, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, because when I was a kid, it was just so much more accessible than anime because the first time I bought a manga was probably 2004. And at that time, like streaming services and like not every house had internet, or if you did have internet, it was dial-up. It was really slow. You couldn't really stream anime, and there was a lot of unsafe websites out there. So the way that I would watch anime was only on TV, on like Saturday nights, or on Toonami, or on Saturday mornings. It was the only way to watch anime. Manga was so much more accessible because you could just go to Barnes and Noble, and you'd have like, at the time, maybe like 20 to 50 series to pick from. But I think that's why I was more into manga. And then I did have this phase where I was like only watching anime for a while. But now I'm back in my manga reading phase because there's the Shonen Jump app, there's the Viz Media app, there's like apps where you can find more obscure manga if you need to. So reading it on my phone has been good. I feel like it's a balance now. Like I read manga for half my time and watch anime for half my time, but it's definitely not for everyone. Some people need the music, they need the visuals, they need the colors, right?
Yeah. I got a question though. Is this store big in Japan?
No, it's not. I wish there's, but cosplay stores are in general because cosplay, like, there's like cosplay events and stuff in Japan. But man, I do miss Spirit Halloween. I have not been in the US for Halloween in 7 years. So I do miss that part of it.
7 years.
I love Halloween.
Man,
yeah.
I can't believe you've been there for 7 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, like last time we talked, it was I had only been here for maybe 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, but it's coming around on 7. So then I will be entering my 8th year of living in Japan. Yeah.
I was actually behind the scenes, not being Lycidas, being Steven right now. But when I grew up, I was actually born in this town called Barrington, Illinois. And then I and then I was raised in an apartment for my first couple of years. I was raised in this apartment
Mhm.
in this town called Arlington Heights, Illinois. And then after that, I started. I'm speaking over my words, stumbling myself. But after that, then I went to Mount Prospect, Illinois, where I had most of my childhood at.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Oh, man, I just don't know Illinois geography. I've been once. Like you're saying words, and I just don't. I'm
I
just
know
my brain is like,
it's
where
not
is this?
Virginia. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not Virginia. Well, my folks now they all live in North Carolina. We lived on the border of Virginia for the longest time,
So
but then yeah, North Carolina.
so wait, did you live in North Carolina or Virginia?
Well, I lived in Virginia for most of my life, but my folks, meaning my mom and my grandparents, they all moved to North Carolina.
Hmm.
Um, so now when I go to America, I stay in North Carolina. Like even the last time I was in America, I didn't even go to Virginia, which is weird because normally I would. But yeah, my folks live in North Carolina now.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I know.
it's a good place. It's
Did you check?
hot during the summer there, but it can snow during the winter, so you get all four seasons. But I don't know. I don't think I'd want to live in North Carolina. I don't want to live in America, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Did you no? Did you check on if your parents and everyone who lived down there because of the giant hurricane that just blew through
Mm,
recently? Did you check into
yeah,
that?
fortunately, my parents don't live in like the Asheville area, so they were clear of that. But one of my best friends does live in that area, and we didn't hear from him for like I think it was like 2 or 3 days. We didn't hear from him, and everyone was really worried. And then we finally heard from him, and he was like, "Hey, I drove into Tennessee to go to a place that had Wi-Fi so that I can post that I'm okay." And I think it took like 2, maybe even 3 weeks for him to get Wi-Fi at his place. Like it was really bad, but hopefully things will look up there. Fortunately, my folks were fine, but yeah, in North Carolina, it's hurricanes can be pretty bad there, even far inland. So
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
no, it's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's like I said. My folks live. Well, it's interesting because that hurricane hit more inland, which is the weird thing about it.
Yeah.
My parents live more in the middle of North Carolina, so they were fine. You would think the closer you are to the beach, the worse it would be. But yeah, it ended up being fine. But I guess in Illinois, you just have to kind of worry about snowstorms. That's the biggest thing, huh?
Snowstorms, tornadoes.
Tornadoes. Oh my god, yeah.
Do you know? You don't know how many times I had to sit for a tornado watch on the news,
Mm,
but
hmm hmm
obviously I'm still here. My house is still here,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obviously,
That's scary. We had like tornado drills in Virginia as a kid, but Virginia has a lot of hills and mountains, so it's less likely that a hurricane will happen there, that a tornado will happen there. But yeah, they're pretty scary.
um, you know, are you you're a gamer, so Castlevania. You like Castlevania?
Hmm?
You like Castlevania?
Um, the only Castlevania game I've played is oddly enough Castlevania 64,
I want to play
which
that one. Is it
is
good?
tough. Mhm.
Is it good?
No,
No.
no. But you have to like. I'm not a big Castlevania person. Like from my understanding, um the Game Boy Advance ones are very loved
Hmm.
by Castlevania fans. So, and I think Castlevania 64 is kind of an odd one out. I did not enjoy it, but I'm sure there are other Castlevania games that are better. I just would have to play them.
Well, being a vampire and everything and all, I love them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I wanted to show you this. That this is my poem book.
Ah, oh, that's so cool. Oh, and Marceline, who I only know because I have friends that are obsessed with Adventure Time, but vampires will never hurt you. Bet. Okay, that's cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
I even wrote my character's name inside the cover.
Yo, that's so nice.
Yeah, so
Pennsylvania.
I still need to write them all in here, but
Mm.
I wrote some of my poems in here.
Mm. Ah, you. Well, you seem to get inspiration from spooky things. Maybe not quite horror, but Castlevania is kind of this spooky show, perfect for Halloween, which I'm guessing you're a fan of Halloween. Would that be true? You kind of get inspiration from these like spooky horror almost
I get.
franchises?
Well, first rule is 50, not 50 Shades of Grey. But
Oh god.
no,
That would be a very different story.
no, 50 Shades of Grey was actually from Twilight. If you know,
Yeah.
if you know all that, but I don't
I
care
have
for it.
no idea.
But,
No, I don't. Oh my god.
But first rule is Twilight doesn't exist. That's not.
Oh my god. Okay. I think for nostalgic purposes, I still like some things in Twilight, but you have to, for me, it's like you have to understand that it's cringe and it was made for teenagers in the 2000s. Like, it's going to be stupid. So I have some nostalgia for Twilight, but also understand that it is not good. It's not a great.
No,
You're not supposed to take it seriously.
Now, Twilight was made for teenage girls like you back in the 2000s for like sparkly vampire boys
Yes,
to be like,
yeah.
ladies.
Yes. Because to us, like to little, teenagers who don't know anything about that kind of stuff, have never had boyfriends, like that's what we like. I don't know. It's so, the whole Twilight thing was so weird. Like, I remember reading the books and going to see the movie, and I had like the merch and stuff like that. And then there was a phase where even maybe before the Twilight movie came out, where Twilight was so not cool. Like, it was just not cool. Like, so many people were making fun of it. And at the time, I was not a big reader, but Twilight was just easy enough for me to read. It was aimed towards young teenage girls. And, like, not to make a pun, but I really got sucked into Twilight. Pun totally not intended. But, Twilight did what it needed to do. Mm-hmm. It got young teenage girls into reading. It got them interested in maybe spooky stories, with vampires and werewolves. And of course, when all the movies were released and out, like I think there was a phase where everyone hated Twilight. Everyone was tired of it. But then now we live in this phase where everyone is nostalgic for it, and it's kind of cool to like Twilight again.
Yeah.
And I'm living for it. But it's a you have to take it not so seriously. Like, if you legit think that Twilight is well written and a good story, yeah, that's a whole different thing. But to like it, to make fun of it, it's funny, I think.
But yeah, like you were asking about my inspirations and all that stuff for my poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know how this is gonna sound to you,
Mm-hmm.
but like to me, I have this whole world. I have the world of Pitport and my character in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like I want to be this
mm-hmm.
awesome, badass, nice vampire guy, and like
mm-hmm.
he has a girlfriend too. His name is Lizzie Dark. Her name is Lizzie Darkstorm,
Mm-hmm.
and funny
mm-hmm.
enough,
mm-hmm.
she's inspired off of Lizzie Hale from the band Hailstorm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hills! Oh, that's cool. I almost cursed, but yeah, that's cool.
You like Hailstorm? You like them too?
I'm familiar with them. I wouldn't say I listen to their music every day, but I will respect any female-fronted band in that genre of music. Yeah. I'll say that much.
So because I like Hailstorm, and so I was like,
mm-hmm.
I like Lizzie Hale.
Yeah.
And I like Hailstorm, so like let's like mix them together. So I made Lizzie Darkstorm.
Yeah.
That's so cool. She's like a goth emo vampire girl who my character,
mm-hmm.
is behind.
Yo.
And
yeah.
And the story is with her because I'm trying to make like a little story with it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what happens is that like Pitport gets taken over by this gets attacked by this giant monster, and the giant monster comes to try to attack where we live, which would be a castle, and or a house or castle or whatever. And she goes like, like, I gotta go stop it. I go like, no, don't take the jetpack, because my character uses a jetpack because he has a birth defect where he can't turn
Yeah.
into a bat. So
Wow, so you really thought about this. Wow.
yeah,
All in your head. Cool.
so she takes the jetpack, she goes out to it, and he kills her, and then the whole story is about me avenging her death with
Oh my god.
with Operation Tidal Wave, which I don't know what that is going to be yet, but that's the plot.
Anime storyline.
Yeah.
Next big Netflix anime.
I would like it to be an anime. That would be so cool.
Right?
Would you watch
You
it?
never know these days.
Would you watch it if that was a real thing and it was an anime?
Dude, I watch every anime. So yes. I just watch every anime. So I would watch it.
That's awesome. At least I know I got support from Kiira.
What can I say? I just sit here watching anime all day, reading manga, reading those mangoes, collecting figures.
Darling in the Franxx.
I love Darling in the Franxx, dude.
No,
I love Darling in the Franxx.
You cosplayed that character that you were just holding up.
I did. Yeah, I did. I don't have her costume anymore. Her costume's too big. I lost some weight, so her costume's too big. I have to get another one.
When's the last time you cosplayed? And what's your favorite cosplay?
The last time I cosplayed was at a Sapporo. So I live in Sapporo, Japan, in the north of Japan.
Yeah.
It's like a city of 2 million people. They had a cosplay event, and I cosplayed from a series called Dolsanko Gyaru no Marumen Koi, which is Hokkaido girls are super adorable. So I cosplayed from that. But I think my favorite cosplay I've done recently is actually Power from Chainsaw Man.
Oh, do you know what? No, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But the guy who voices Jinji in Chainsaw Man, the American voice actor, I interviewed him, and he's like the best guy ever.
Really? Dude, I did not watch the English dub for that show, but I love Chainsaw Man. And I'm not normally a big, well, I'm going to say shonen, even though I understand that Chainsaw Man is more of a seinen. It's more mature in ways. Yeah. But I just really loved it. I usually cannot get behind the action shows, the shows that are just like, I was not a Demon Slayer person. I'm not a Jujutsu Kaisen person, but I really love Chainsaw Man and I really love Power a lot. So she's been my most fun cosplay recently, and I'm going to wear her this weekend for a Halloween party.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I have some pictures, but I'll send them to you after the show.
So, how would you do you know? I want to say on podcast, if that's okay. That I feel like something that we should. I guess I tried to do this the last time we did this, but I think now is the perfect time ever that we could do it. That we should do a live stream or a recording or something of us playing a game, and that would just be the coolest thing ever, don't you think?
I'd be down. We'd have to pick a game, but sure, that could be the next show.
Yeah. Speaking of games, then, have you ever heard of a game called Life is Strange before?
I have, and I've played very little of it, but I would be interested in playing more of it, honestly.
Because I played through the first one. I played through Before the Storm, the first one, True Colors, and now I'm going for Double Exposure, the new one.
Okay. God, there's so many of them now. I didn't even know.
Yeah. So maybe we don't have to play Life is Strange, but Life is Strange was just a suggestion.
Hey, that makes sense. Just let me know.
It has to be a Sonic game. It just has to. It's fate.
There could be, yeah. We could do a Sonic game. I'm always up for that. Very in my comfortable place. Play Sonic games.
Okay, so since we're talking Sonic, then gaming and Sonic, we gotta talk about the latest Sonic news because obviously there's been lots of Sonic news since the last time we talked. What's your thought? I'm just gonna start labeling them, and you just tell me what you think.
Okay.
Sonic and Shadow's Generations, basically Sonic Generations with Shadow in it. What's your thoughts?
At first, I was really not that hyped for it. I was like, oh, okay. It's a DLC, right? For Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
At almost full price. And what they had been showing at first, I was like, oh, okay, it's about what you would expect. But then their Sega's marketing strategy behind this game has been brilliant. Like, they've released these animated shorts about Shadow and Maria. They have like this comic strip, this manga about it as well. And so I think when I went to go play it at Tokyo Game Show, I mean, obviously, like, I go to Tokyo Game Show every year now just because Sega always brings out something with Sonic.
Yeah.
So, I stood in line to play it and did not really have high expectations. Not that I didn't think it was going to be good, but when you're a Sonic fan, when you've been a Sonic fan for 2 decades, more than 2 decades, really, 2.5 decades, you understand to temper your expectations for Sonic. So that is how...
Like with being Guitar Hero.
Yes, right. Like, for any franchise that has struggled or you've had high expectations for it and then you jump into the game and you're disappointed, it's the worst. But, like, if you have tempered expectations and you go in, then it's more fun. And so that was my approach. And when I played Sonic Generations, I played obviously the Shadow level on Space Colony Arc. Mm-hmm. I was blown away. Like, and I will be playing the game on Friday. It's out on early access right now, which I will rant about that in a second. Okay. I was really impressed. It felt like when I came out of that demo, I immediately tweeted, "This might be some of the best level design we've had in years with Sonic the Hedgehog," and I still feel like that's going to be true because it felt so smooth. It felt memorable. It didn't feel like any section was slowed down. Like, I would say that what I played was even more fun than some of the things that I've played in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Oh. So, yeah, I'll be playing it on Friday. Not today because today there's early access where they let you play the game like 2 or 3 days early if you pay the extra $10, which I think is some BS. Have you heard about this? This whole thing where it's like, oh, okay, well, if you pay an extra $10 with your pre-order, you can play it 2 days. I hate that.
Oh, buddy, I just went for that recently. So, funny enough, Life is Strange, right? So, Life is Strange Double Exposure, literally, the early access came out last Tuesday. And I got a 2-week early access release. And I was like, do you know how? I'm not afraid to say how much it costs. Do you know how much it costs?
I have no idea.
The base game okay, so to give you a reference, the base game alone is like $50. And like they have an Ultimate Edition, which is like the second tier, and that's almost like $60. Do you know how much the Ultimate Bundle is, where they give you literally everything?
Probably like 100.
No, 80.
Okay, well, that's still high.
80,
that's still high. It's ridiculous.
$84 for the freaking Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, for Sonic and Shadow Generations, fortunately, Sega understands that this is a remake of a game, first of all, with some added content. So the base game is only $49.99. It's $50. That's awesome. For games these days, that's awesome. But yeah, it's like, oh, well, you can pay the $60 and you'll get it early and you'll get some extra goodies. And I don't believe in paying to play the game early. I think that if you are a renowned streamer or content creator or reviewer, or you're in the game industry or something, like, yeah, maybe you could apply for early access. But I make a little more money. I don't have I don't have medical bills to pay. I don't have student loans to pay. I deserve to play it early. Like, I just think I think it's sleazy by companies. I truly think it's sleazy.
Yeah, because like, if you're not giving the whole, like, that's the thing. Like, you can't judge a game with like Life is Strange or Sonic and Shadow Generations. Like, 2 episodes are very early into the game. You can't give like a full review and like say like, hey, this is such a great game, and you haven't even played the whole thing yet.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
So it is so like you said, it's sleazy when they pay you when they shell out $80 and all that stuff, and you gotta.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's so annoying. So I will not be playing it. So even though I could pay the $10 and pay, I actually had it was awesome. One of my supporters, who I consider a friend as well, he gifted me the game like literally an hour before I got on the podcast today.
Yeah.
So I was really thankful for that. So I will definitely be playing on the Friday, the official release day. Not this early access BS that I hate. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. Now that I've played the game at Tokyo Game Show, I'm ready for Friday. I'm ready to play it.
How about Okay, so Sonic's what is it? What is it called? Sonic. Damn, what was the one? The one where the Kate brought back classic Sonic and it's like a side scroller, Sonic Superstars.
Sonic Generations.
No, Superstars. I
Oh.
think.
Oh, Superstars, Sonic Superstars. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Game. I could not beat the game because like of a game breaking bug.
Oh, what kind of game?
It was on Switch. Well, it is like a side scrolling game a party game. You can play it with your friends and go through like. And honestly, like the level design, it's fun. It's fine, but at least on the Switch version, I get to the final boss, and the floor of the final boss is glitching in and out. This is not a feature of the game. It's like glitching in and out, and I just cannot beat the final boss because of this. So yeah, Sonic Superstars, it's rough. It's real rough.
Rough.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about? I guess it's Sonic related, but how do you think Sonic is holding up in the new Smash Brothers on Switch as of 2024?
Oh, like his character? Like, do people like his character?
Yeah, do you think he's still like
on Smash?
Yeah, like do you think he's still a popular character in that game and all? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not a big Smash person. Like, obviously, I'll sit down at a party and play Smash, but yeah, I mean, I think with the popularity of I think Sonic's at some of the best that he's ever been in terms of like the excitement, the hype, the amount of merch that is available, the amount of content that is available to consume for Sonic. So I think, yeah, even in terms of Smash Bros, people probably still really appreciate his character being in it, and I really hope in future Smash Bros games they bring out Shadow, they bring out Tails, they bring out Knuckles, like Amy. God, please.
She's your main.
God, I know. I would main her so hard. Right now, my main, like if I were to set up Smash Bros. Now, my mains are either Lucina or Roy.
I'm still, if you remember, I'm still a Luigi main.
A Luigi main. That's very fun.
Because he's my favorite Mario brother. So I mean,
yeah, you got to do that. Oh, Smash. I haven't played in months, probably. I would not be surprised if I haven't played in like a year.
I think I still have you on Switch, so we could still play this stuff together if you want.
We could. I don't own Smash Bros. I don't own Smash Bros. On Switch. Isn't that funny?
Do you still have Animal Crossing?
I do still have Animal Crossing. I haven't played that in a while. Honestly, I've been playing. Oh well, this is another thing. So I'm a writer for a website called Anime Corner. It's animecorner.me. And so we get game codes. We've been getting a lot more game codes recently. So a lot of the games that I'm playing, I'm setting up for review. So one of the games that, one of the articles that should come out later tonight or tomorrow in the US is Since Memories Off the Starry Sky, which is a visual novel. So I've mostly been playing that. I started playing the My Time at Portia, My Time at Portia series, My Time at Sandrock. Those are fun. But don't you think that right now it's a little slow for Switch? I mean, it is. We are in the last year of Switch being Nintendo's current gen console. So I'm curious about what your expectations are for the new one and next year. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, first of all, is there a new Switch coming out? Because I haven't heard that.
Well, there's not an official announcement, but Nintendo has said that there has been an official statement from Nintendo that says within the fiscal year, the financial year, so presumably before April which is the Japanese financial year, end of the Japanese financial year. Presumably before April 2025, they will announce the predecessor to the Switch.
Well, and on top of that, then my second. Okay, so now that I know that, so the Switch for me, right?
Mhm.
Now now when it comes to my hardcore gaming, like my fighters, my Metal Slugs, my wrestling, my sports games, like pretty much everything. That's my PlayStation. But
I have Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's funny because I was originally boo Xbox. Like I was originally very like I don't want to get Xbox, but I couldn't find a PlayStation 5 for like 2 years. So I went with Xbox.
I have a
That's on Sony. That's on Sony.
I have a PS4. I don't have a PS5 yet.
Okay. Yeah, you're still.
But
hey, you could find a PS5 at least easily now. But I didn't have a Xbox One or a PS4. I actually hadn't played PlayStation. I hadn't played those generations. Like I hadn't had a console outside of Nintendo since Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Oh, I had an Xbox 360. So I completely missed that the Xbox One and PS4 gen.
No, here's the question.
So I was like, it's time.
Here's the question. When's the last time you had a console outside of Sega?
Outside of Sega? Well, I mean that would be the Switch. But oh man, yeah, speaking of Sega consoles, are you familiar with the Sega Hard Girls?
Is that from Soul Calibur?
No, well, she might have a scan or something in Soul Calibur, but these are the Sega Hard Girls. They're like anime personifications of consoles. So like this is like the Dreamcast one. Like she's got the Dreamcast controller, the Dreamcast outfit.
I love the Dreamcast so much.
The stand is a Dreamcast. Yeah, so still so much respect for my Dreamcast, for my Sega consoles, but yeah, mostly I would say I've been playing a lot on, oh my god, sorry, it's all blurry. It's going to take a while for it to come back. But I would say that I've been playing mostly on an Xbox lately. Xbox Series S.
Sorry to swerve off the subject like that. But for Switch, right?
Let me fix my camera.
So, man.
My camera sucks.
That's okay.
Oh well.
So
It'll come back.
I have all my Castlevania games on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
My My Hero Academia games. And I'm an owner of of every single Nintendo Switch online console things like Super Nintendo, N64, so on and so forth, all those. And I see it as I don't see the Switch as my hardcore system because that's my PS4's job. My Switch's job is just for me to like. I want to have like if I love this game, if I love what I'm playing so much, I want to have the power to bring it with me.
Yeah.
So
that's how I feel about the Switch. Yeah, same.
So that's why I love the Switch so much.
Mm-hmm.
And plus Cruising got its fourth game on Switch, so I was excited about that.
Yeah. Yep. I feel that.
You remember those games growing up, right? Cruising USA, Cruising World,
yeah.
Cruising Exotica. Yeah.
Because there was a Nintendo 64 one, I think.
Yeah, all three of them were on there.
Yeah, I'm looking them up. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember them.
What? I'm not trying to sort
of...
What's that?
Yeah, I'm looking them up to see. Oh, okay, yeah, Cruising USA. I do remember these. I never owned one. But I think I rented them from Xbox. Or from Xbox. I rented them from Blockbuster back in the day.
Can you imagine going out onto the streets right now in Japan and saying, "Hey, you want to go to Blockbuster?" And they go like, "What?"
Right.
Like, what's that?
Yep. No kidding. Gosh. Well, Japan still has like rental stores.
Yeah, like, but not Blockbuster.
Yeah, not Blockbuster, but they have like CD rentals, DVD rentals, manga rentals. Like it's still very old school. Like there's some places in Japan that still feel very much like the 90s.
That's
It's awesome. It's really cool.
What? No, I'm not trying to throw off the subject of gaming real quickly, but I want to say, why isn't they made an anime called? Yeah, of course I'm a talking computer monitor. Sue me, Hideko.
Dude, at this point, anything is possible. They had like reincarnated as a pig, reincarnated as a sword, which is really good, by the way.
Slime.
You know, slime, of course, is really popular. But yeah, they could do anything. But I think that's why anime is so fun. Like you just never know what kind of ideas are going to come next. You never know what's going to be coming up in the next season. So it's fun. Anime is such a fun medium where the possibilities are so endless. Truly.
Would you ever think about? I mean, speaking of gaming, I get so for that stream that I was thinking about that we were doing. I was thinking maybe we can cosplay for it because that'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you ever cosplay Konata from Lucky Star? Would that ever be a possibility?
I have. I did. I'd have to send you the picture too after the stream, but it was at Animazement 2015.
Do you still have it?
No, I made it from scratch by myself. Her summer outfit. You know how their summer outfits are blue, whereas their winter outfits are pink. Mm-hmm. So I did the summer outfit, and it was really hastily put together. I was a beginner in sewing. I had no idea what I was doing. So I wore it like one time and then didn't wear it again. I don't know if I would cosplay her again. I love Konata, but I feel like I could pull off Miyuki better. I got the glasses. So I'd probably do Miyuki, actually. I like the cheerleading outfits. That would be fun.
I thought that would be a fun idea because, you know, I can either be this or I could be Sebastian from Black Butler.
Oh my god, yeah, jeez, Black Butler. That takes me back to some memories.
Do you like Black Butler?
I liked it until, spoiler, until Madame Red died. Like, I thought Madame Red was such a cool character, and then she dies early on, and I'm like, what is this? Kill off your best character? I'm gonna see if I can fix my camera. It's annoying me.
Okay. What the fish?
Huh?
What the fish is what the you know?
Yeah, what the fish. Like they killed the best character. So.
But yeah, I mean what consoles do you actually like? Do you own any retro consoles or you just own the Xbox?
I mean I guess if you consider GameCube to be retro now, I do have a GameCube.
Yeah. So
I did have a lot of older consoles. I had a Dreamcast, I had a Sega Genesis, I had a Sega Game Gear, mm-hmm. I had a Super Nintendo. I sold all of them so that I can move to Japan, which I think is a fine exchange, personally. Mm-hmm. Especially because we have access to, you know, a lot of these older games now, and some games we don't have access to. But yeah, really just now I have a GameCube, and I'm really going to focus heavily on the GameCube in the future. I have a Japanese GameCube, so I want to collect Japanese games for that.
That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. I know that people always say, oh, the GameCube didn't sell well, it didn't do well, blah, 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 but I have such a big part of my childhood is like thanks to the GameCube, so I'm super nostalgic for it. So I will definitely be buying some games for my collection for it. Open my window a little bit.
So get this, I was a Super Nintendo kid, but I also
mm-hmm.
I have a Sega Genesis now.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I don't have a Sonic cartridge for it because I have so many ways digitally. I don't need the cartridge by this point. You know?
Right.
But I love my Sega Genesis. Like, I love that thing. That's probably one of my favorite Sega consoles.
Yeah, I really didn't want to get rid of mine, but like I said, I sold my whole manga collection. I sold so many of my cosplays to move to Japan, but it ended up being worth it. So I think it was fine.
I mean, like, if you're selling off all the stuff that you love just to go to a country that you really wanted to live in, that's like,
mm-hmm. Right.
Deal breaker
Yeah.
right there for you.
It was a deal. It was a good deal in the long run.
So, I remember the last time we were talking. You said your brother was into wrestling.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was so long ago. Last time we talked, he was like still a teenager, and now he's 22, getting married. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, he still watches it,
Do
but
you
not as much.
Does he still come up to you and be like, "Hey, yo, big sis, we did you see what the Undertaker did last week on Raw?"
No, I don't even think he keeps up with it. My cousin keeps up with it, like though, so maybe he would. But they know that I don't know anything about it, so they don't really talk to me about it because they just know I don't know anything about it. Yeah.
That would be amazing. That would be like super amazing.
Right. Well, he might. We'll see when I go there next week. Or no, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks I'm going. No, 3 weeks. 3 weeks I'm going to America. I don't even know. I'm just gonna wake up one day and be like, okay, this is where my flight. This is my flight day.
How's Halloween in Japan? Because here in America is obviously how it
Hmm.
is, but how's it in Japan?
It's changed a lot, and I think there's been a lot of controversy, surprisingly, around Halloween here. So obviously, like Halloween, Japanese people understand Halloween from how the West understands it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, America, for example, is just it's costumes, it's candy, it's decorations, it's pumpkins, it's spooky movies. And Japan was kind of like, oh, that's cool. We want in on that too. So Japan will decorate for Halloween and we'll have Halloween parties. And there used to be the biggest Halloween party in Japan used to be in Tokyo in a ward called Shibuya.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2018, I went to this party, and it's tens of thousands of people on these narrow streets, and you're like sardined in with a bunch of people. And at the time when I was, a 24-year-old youngin, it was really fun. But now, as a 30-year-old, I'm like, I would not want to
Wait, you're 30
do that
too?
party again. Yeah, I'm 30.
I'm 31.
I'm an old girl. Yeah.
I'm old.
So yeah, welcome to the old.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
So
off. Go ahead.
no. I mean, honestly, being 30 has been great. Like being 30, like I really like the generation that I grew up in. I love being a 90s kid. I love that I got to grow up on like these certain games and like watch game technology grow and develop and get better, and
Yeah.
it's just cool. So, but yeah, there used to be a Halloween party in Shibuya. Unfortunately, people started like flipping cars, and it just got out of hand. So they ban the Halloween parties in that part of Tokyo now. So it's definitely not the same as it used to be.
Now, do you know what though? That sounds crazier than what happens at conventions here in the U.S. So,
Mm-hmm.
can I tell you a story what happened at one of the conventions I have in
Yeah.
my area?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, 2019 Anime Midwest, which I don't go to anymore because the guy who runs it is a
Oh, I've heard things. Yeah.
that. So at Anime Midwest 2019, I think it was on Sunday of the con. Some I don't know if it was some dude or some cosplayers went up to the wall because I don't think you've never been there, but when you go into the when you get into the hotel section, because the hotel's like right next to the convention center like this, and there's a skywalk that connects the two. And so when when you enter the hotel, go up the steps. There's a corner hallway that you go into, and it leads you into the skywalk.
Yeah.
And there's a wall. There's just like a big empty wall right next to the door that you gotta go through to enter the skywalk. And these cosplayers literally went up to the wall, put a giant, like a huge hole into the wall.
Yeah.
And people left flowers and stuff in front of it, saying like things for senpai or something. and
Okay.
And the hotel staff got pissed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Jesus. There's some crazy stuff that happens.
They were on the, everyone thought we were on the bridge of losing that hotel for that con.
I always worry about that for KatsuCon every year. Like that's at the Gaylord National Hotel in Maryland, and well, it's not even just that hotel, but there's just been cases where like maybe there's body paint on the walls, or I don't know, someone breaks something. People just need to be more careful because those hotels have every right to kick our events out. And I would like for anime conventions to still exist. So people need to be mindful.
Wait.
For sure.
Body paint on the walls?
Yeah, like, well, I guess it sounds terrible, but it's like anyone that has like body paint, maybe they're like touching the walls or they lean against the wall and then the body paint gets on. So, yeah, that's how that happens.
Have you ever been to Teco in Pittsburgh? Have you ever been that far?
I have, yeah, one time. I did. I was working, I used to work for a company called Hobby Fan, and Hobby Fan sold cosplay items, anime figures, you name it. And so I worked for them at the convention in the dealer's room. Actually, for 2 years. I think I did 2 years.
Is it a good convention? Because I'm thinking about trying to go out there.
It's been, I think I did Teco in 2015 and 2016. I think. So it's been a while. Almost 10 years. So I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I've heard good things. And it was fun when I went. It's just I wasn't there as an attendee, so I didn't participate in Teco that much. But I've heard good things.
I heard good things too. That's why I was like, I gotta check this out. I need to go to Teco.
Yeah.
I love the con scene. My next convention is probably next week, maybe.
Oh, which one?
Anime Magic Inked.
Anime Magic. Okay, cool. My next convention is, well, American convention is where? Probably Animazement in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Do you ever go
to 2025?
Do you ever go to these American? Do you ever come back to America to conventions and you say like, oh, and they say like, oh, where are you from? And you say, oh, I'm from Japan, and they go like, and when you say that, do you go like, did they go like, did they eat sushi all the time there? And then you go,
well, like, I kind of try to not mention it because it's one of those things where like, you know, you're at an anime convention, someone asks you, oh, where do you live, or blah blah blah. It's like, in Japan, and they like don't want to believe you, like they just think you're full of bull because it's like, oh, you're at an anime convention. But it's like, no, like there are some people that they have not believed me, and I have to like bring out my ID. Japanese green card, my Japanese ID, and be like, yeah, okay, this is yeah, it's me. So I don't really mention it that much, but I do run panels about life in Japan. I run panels about how otaku culture in Japan can be very different than otaku culture in the West, how anime events and conventions are different in Japan, how cosplay is different in Japan. So I run those kind of panels too.
Oh, you know what? Oh, I have ran panels before. I ran many panels before, and oh my god, can I tell you about my panels?
Yeah. They're so fun. So, and then after you tell me, I do have class in like 15 minutes. So I probably have to go after you tell me, but yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
No, you're good. I'm sorry, I forgot to even tell you.
So I'm just gonna skip to the good one.
Okay.
Because they're all pretty much the same. But
okay.
So I did a My Hero Academia versus Homestuck Family Feud panel.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You don't want to know how many times people were like, don't do this. It's not going to be good. Webcomic versus anime, not going to work. Don't do this.
Oh god.
It's going to be horrible.
Yeah. What year was that you did that? Because Homestuck, that's pretty old now, right?
Yeah. It's still kind of... I still see cosplays.
So you did it recently? Oh, okay, really? Okay, that's awesome.
2019 to be exact. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So everyone told me, don't do this. And so I do it. And I packed the panel room.
Mm-hmm.
I got feedback afterwards saying that people were talking about on Discord. People were talking about at the convention, being like, "Oh my god, we gotta go check out this panel."
Yeah. What the heck? Oh, man, yeah. So I'm stuck, man. It's like I was never into it, but it has stood the test of time. Because yeah, there are still some cosplayers from, I remember like that was really popular in like 2012 to start cosplaying. So it's really cool to see that it's still going.
But I know that you got your thing to get to, and
Mm-hmm.
I really loved doing this, catching up with you. It has been amazing to catch up with
Yeah,
you.
it's been fun.
We definitely should plan. We should
Mm-hmm.
plan to definitely call, or maybe even do another podcast again soon. That'd be
Yeah, yeah. Just let me know because it would be super fun.
yeah. So where can all the peeps out there find
Yeah.
you?
Oh, where can they find me? So I don't use Twitter that much, so I won't even say my Twitter. But on YouTube, you can find me at Ginger Gaiden. Um,
Kiira the
you can
Hedgehog.
find me right. Yeah, Kiira. Kiira the Hedgehog. I don't use that channel as much anymore. It's there, just don't expect any uploads.
Okay.
So yeah, mostly on Ginger Gaiden. On Instagram, I'm Kiira Kiira_Fox. You can find me on Twitch. I might Twitch stream later today. And that is twitch.tv/Kiira_Fox as well. So that's where you can find me.
Sweet. Uh, you
Thanks
know,
for having me, though.
it was great having you. Yeah, all my social medias you can find below here on my graphics. So, I hope.
Down there.
Yeah, web back workshop, all that.
Yeah.
Which I'll tell you about some arts since you don't have time right now. But hope all of you have a great day while I go get my feed now because it's dark out.
Yes, it is.
You all have a nice day. Have a
Bye.
good one.